So here I am in a British light cruiser, HMS Fiji, Tier 7. This is one of my favorite ships. She has 34,200 hit points, and I'm using the premium Type 17 Fiji camo. She has 12 152mm guns, a 7.5 second reload, with a range of 15.4 kilometers. She has 6 533mm torpedoes, and 2 triple launchers with a 72-second reload. They have an 8-kilometer range. They do 61 knots and do 15,867 damage each. For ship modules, I'm using Main Armament Mod 1, Aiming System Mod 1, Propulsion Mod 1, Steering Gears Mod 2, Captain Skills on Basic Survivability, Last Stand, Superintendent Survivability, Expert Concealment. This is the map Fault Line, and this is a standard battle. And like I said, I have a lot of fun in the Fiji. This was one of my favorite ships. Doesn't have a lot of armor. The rate of fire is pretty good, but I have a lot of fun with this ship. So over here, this is a standard battle. I'm over here to the 9 line because we only have one destroyer in this game, which is odd. Luckily, it's on our team. And I'm going to kind of play the role of what a destroyer would play because my concealment is pretty good. And I just want to get eyes on these targets for my team. I have an Atlanta over here. And we have a carrier with some planes. He's got his planes over this island. So we got some pretty good vision going on over here. Although right now I see there's a Gneisenau coming down the 9 line. He's got a Cleveland in his backup. And as you'll see later on, there's 2 more ships to be coming down the 9 line with him. So right now I'm telling the Atlanta, hey, don't go over there. You don't want to show yourself because that Gneisenau will probably tear him up really easy. And me, I'm going to go ahead and turn around and I'm going to gain some distance between these ships because when we do get into a gunfight, I want to dictate this battle as much as possible. But the Atlanta keeps going, shows his side, and he takes a pretty good amount of damage to begin with. So I'm actually targeting the Cleveland. I let a full salvo go on the Cleveland. He's showing me broadside, and I make him pay for it. No citadels, but I took 5,000 health off of him. So right now, the Cleveland is behind the island to a point where I really can't get shots on him very good, but I want to start getting some rounds into this Gneisenau and help out my Atlanta. And, you know, right now looking at the mini-map, and I see the carrier is kind of coming back in this direction, but, you know, I'm really not too concerned about that right now because maybe he's just doing a big loop. At this point in the game, I'm not too sure, but it turns out that he was doing the worst thing possible. But anyway, right now, tell him in chat, hey, CV, get out of here. So the Atlanta's showing broadside again, and I'm just trying to give him as much support as I can, but being in a ship that's not tanky, I really can't do too much about it. And looking at the mini-map, I see that we have a fairly even dispersion of ships, and right now it doesn't seem too bad other than the CV probably really not doing, you know, getting in the position he should be getting into. Anyway, I also see I have 2 battleships and another cruiser coming over here for backup. So we shouldn't be too bad as long as I don't do nothing crazy and show too much broadside. So anyway, this Gneisenau still coming up, and the Atlanta, I don't know if he's trying to do a suicide torpedo run or what he was thinking, but now the Atlanta's dead. Again, worse armor than the Fiji has. But now I know that Gneisenau is probably targeting me, so I'm changing my direction because, yes, I was sailing in a straight line in a pretty fixed speed, but I wasn't being shot at all. So now I'm maneuvering a little bit. But as you can see that they are now shooting at my carrier. Another player on my team is telling the carrier, hey, what are you doing? And I'm going, wow, what's really going on here? I was even thinking it was a bot until the player actually, you know, responded in chat. But anyway. So there's nothing I can do for the carrier. I can't turn around. I can't, if I was a destroyer, I couldn't go smoke them all. I probably wouldn't do that anyway. The closer I get to these ships, the more danger I'm going to be in. So right now, I'm just on the assumption that the carrier's dead. Nothing I can do about it. And I need to make sure I'm in a good position to avenge his death when it happens. But I also see that I got good backup. 2 battleships and another cruiser coming over to York. Pretty good cruiser to have as backup. So again, I'm just using my rear guns on the Gneisenau, really paying attention to the mini map, and I'm actually zooming in and out quite a bit right here, which is, I play like that a lot, which is one of the reasons why I just go ahead and pull the camera out and kind of keep an eye, you know, general direction of what I'm looking at, because it's really hard to watch the way I actually play this game, zooming in and out, in and out, in and out. So I pop smoke because I know I got a lot of ships that are, you know, providing some vision for me, and I'm going to start targeting these cruisers, but because I'm kind of getting tunnel visioned in a little bit on one of the cruisers, I'm not really paying attention to where I am in my orientation and my smoke, and you're going to see that I make a series of bad maneuvering decisions here that are going to really affect my DPS. But it happens, you know, in the heat of battle. That's something I got to work on in my own gameplay. So right now I'm targeting that Cleveland. The Cleveland is the lowest ship, although he's farther away from me than the Gneisenau, and the Leander's actually closer. But the Cleveland's so low, I'm trying to kill him. But right now my gunnery skills went out the window. I can't get rounds on target, and it's really driving me nuts. And then as you can see the way I'm maneuvering in my smoke, I'm just you know, really not doing a good job right now. So right now I'm back on the Gneisenau now because he's so close. I can actually do damage, legitimate damage to him again. You see that last parting shot to the Cleveland didn't do much damage. So the York dies. Now it's 2 battleships and myself. Still pretty good firepower. I have 2 battleships to their 1 over here and the 2 cruisers, but you know, we should be okay with that. But I know this Gneisenau has been maneuvering pretty good. I want to get torps at him. But the driver of that Gneisenau, he knows what's going on. He's got an idea. He knows that there's a ship in smoke over here that's got torpedoes, and he keeps changing his path. He keeps playing with his throttle, I can tell. So I'm opening up with my guns, and I got that dead York over there. So I'm gonna try to launch torpedoes forward to where that dead York you know, is sinking, and try to hopefully get some shots on the Gneisenau. Now I know because he's maneuvering a lot. He has been. I fire way short of the indicator in a single launch fashion, and he's already turning around. And his secondary set me on fire. I'm going accelerating. That's a good thing about the British cruisers, that they accelerate pretty hard. Even in a turn, they don't really bleed speed. They get up to speed pretty quick, which is saved me more than one time. So my torpedoes are going to miss. No big deal. I'm letting this fire burn because, you know, the fire is light damage and the heal on the British cruiser is pretty good. I'll just heal all this damage back anyway. So the New York got killed, ran into the torpedoes from the Leander. I'm not sure what the New York was thinking, but the Gneisenau is pretty healthy. The friendly Gneisenau is pretty healthy. The enemy Gneisenau he's pretty low. So right now I'm focused on the Leander. He's showing broadside to me. But like I've been here for some reason, all of a sudden I can't really hit nothing. I missed him outright on my first salvo on him. He's turning around. I led him, and you know my gunnery skills right now are really letting me down. Although I did do some damage on him. So the enemy Gneisenau goes down, but the Leander got torpedoes off again, and my friendly Gneisenau is getting pretty low. He's taking a lot of damage. And right now I'm trying to get back around this island so I can give him some help, you know, lend my firepower to this battle. And looking at the mini map and the team score, I can see we're way behind. So it's not looking very good right now. But, you know, I fight this to the end, all my games to the end. I'm trying to make the most of it. So my friendly Gneisenau goes down to torpedoes. You know, 2 battleships over here to go down to torpedoes. You know, it happens, and you'll see later on I do the same thing to an enemy battleships. Anyway, the Leander's my priority target. He's so low right now. I'm not even looking at the York. All I know he's over there, and I know that Cleveland's over here that I was trying to kill earlier. I know he's around, and I know that, you know, I'm going to be getting rounds from it. And he fires. You see, I turned hard into him, pointing my bow at him. The Leander goes down. I was already swinging my guns around to the Cleveland. Fire my next salvo off onto the Cleveland, and there we go. Got a double strike. So now it's just me and this York, one-on-one. And I know that I can take this York. He's showing me broadside because he's getting his torpedoes off. That's a no-brainer. Only reason he's gonna show me broadside, he's putting torpedoes in the water. But you know, I popped hydroacoustic because I know they're in the water. There they are. I'm maneuvering hard to get away from turning into them, keeping myself angled to him. I know I'm gonna miss these torpedoes. He's still giving me broadside. I'm doing more damage to him than he's doing to me. And right now I'm not too worried about this. He's still showing me broadside. Now he's trying to turn into me. You know, I pull my torpedoes up. I probably should have kept using my guns right now. And he's turning hard into me. I'm holding. Launch him last second. He's screwed. He's got nowhere to go. Boom, boom, boom. York's gone. But now I got another battleship, a New York up there. But now that I'm out of his spotting range, I killed the ship that was spotting me. Now he can't see me. I see we have an enemy ship on our cap. There's 2 more ships coming. I get spotted again by the New York as I was turning. I got into my detection range. But to be honest with you, I'm not worried about the New York. I can outrun the New York. I can dictate that engagement. He's way out there. I'm not worried about that. I got ships near my cap. The ship that was in the cap gets killed, but now I'm going back to support my 2 remaining battleships, and the other cruiser that was in there what just went down. It was a grab spree, and that's pretty, you know, that's a shame on this because he's got really good guns, although his armor is okay, but you know, now it's 3 versus 6. Although one of those 6 ships is a carrier and one of the battleships is way out of position. So right now I got a Byron and a Colorado left, and I'm thinking right now, you know what, we still got a chance for this game. So I'm moving in, and I see the enemy CV's got his dive bombers up, torpedo bombers up, but they're really not. They're kind of like just in our cap area, really not doing too much. I'm not sure what he was thinking. The Byron has got his bow pointed at the torpedo bombers, which is a good thing. And then right now, the Nagato shows itself, and both of my battleships are already focus firing the Nagato. Now, this is where I catch sight of that last enemy cruiser that's over there north of our base. And I know that he's fairly low health. It's a Cleveland, and what he's doing is he's backing in and out of cover, trying to get shots at my battleships. The Byron is out of my range. The New York to my east is out of range, and right now I don't even know where the carrier is at. So the Byron is full health, devil dodge, anyway, and probably a Marine from the name, but who cares? So right now my battleships are focus firing. I can see that Cleveland's getting rounds off on the Colorado from pretty good range. He could do some damage there, but he's firing at him with AP, which is, I'd be firing HE at him, but you know, to each his own. So right now I'm going to deal with that Cleveland. I'm going to take that Cleveland out of the game for a few reasons. One, for the point swing. 2, I don't need him getting lucky setting fires on my battleship right now. They got a full health battleship they got to deal with. And the enemy carrier shows up, which is interesting. So right now I know that the Byron is actually in range. I'm spotted by aircraft, and this is a point in the game where I think I probably made a mistake. Now I can either shoot at the Byron right now because I'm spotted anyway, and try to help with some damage on that. But he's 2v1 with 2 battleships, and they seem to be angling themselves fairly decently against him. But as you'll see it toward the end of the game right now, I probably should have been shooting at the enemy CV. I probably could have peeled off 2,000-3,000 damage, you know, HP off of him, which would have helped me at the end of this game. So right now, you know, my decision at this point to not fire, don't ask me why I wasn't firing. I'm completely spotted. I don't know why, but I was locked into killing that enemy cruiser, that Cleveland that's over there just north of my base. And now I lost sight of the enemy CV, and now I can only shoot at the Byron, which I still don't pull the trigger on my guns. So I consider this all a misplay on my part. But now I really know I got to get that Cleveland out of there. That Cleveland's got to die. He's been getting shots on my Colorado for free. I'm not sure how much damage he's been really doing to him from that distance, but at this point, every point counts. And the Byron, boom, puts a Colorado out of the game. So now we're down 2 ships. We're only got 2 ships versus 5. And I know for a fact that New York that was coming from the east is going to be in range pretty soon. Finally catch up to it was a Pensacola. I kept saying Cleveland. I wish I would have did him with 1 salvo, but I had to stay angled to him, and the Pensacola's gone. You saw how low health he was. And, you know, he was playing it pretty decently, I guess, trying to use his rear guns only, staying in cover because he had 2 battleships out there, and then he obviously saw me coming. Me in his shoes, I probably would have just went around the island. I would have made me chase as far as possible. So now we got to focus on the Byron. And unfortunately, my Byron, he's low health. I don't know how many heals he has left. Luckily, he is going to be fairly angled to that New York when it shows up. But right now, I know I got to kill this Byron as fast as possible. So I already got it in my mind. I'm charging him down. I'm going to torp this guy from as close range as possible. Right now, I don't care what the CV does. I don't care where that New York pops up at. My focus right now is to torpedo this Byron. So I'm going to stay fairly angled to him because I'm just going to come in on him. He probably knows it. He's firing at me right now. I'm going to keep maneuvering, only using my front guns. I'm not even going to hint at even thinking about getting my back guns into this fight because I want to make myself the smallest target as possible. So here we go. I'm setting him up right now. I know that he knows I'm trying to get torpedoes onto him. You know, I got a heal left. I got 3 heals left. I'm good. I can pop smoke if I need to, but that's not even on the table. Right now I'm charging him down, and I'm going to torpedo him. So with my battleship and myself doing damage to him, he's losing a lot of health right now, and I need to set him up because I just can't send one side to him, open up, and so right now make it obviously that I'm going to send torpedoes. I send them in single launch. I always launch single launch on my British cruisers, and he knows I launch torpedoes because of how I angled and maneuvered. So he's already angling and maneuvering his ship to avoid it. He's decided to start shooting HE at me. I decided, you know what, I'm popping my heel. You know, I want to get my heel up. I knew he dodged my torpedoes. I know I only have my starboard side. I'm just going to turn hard into him because he already fired. And I'm going to fire these torpedoes to a point where he cannot dodge them. He is screwed. I cut right across his bow, send him point blank range, catch him with all 3 torpedoes, crack and unleash right there, and my Confederate. Okay, so, you know, that driver, he gave me a good job in chat. Hey, I got to give props for props due. It was a pretty aggressive torpedo run. But now I'm in a bad position for this New York. I'm showing this New York broadside. He can delete me with 1 salvo, so I pop my smoke. And unfortunately, you know, right here, my battleship was looping behind me, so I lost sight of this enemy New York. So I kind of know where he's at. He wasn't moving very fast, so I'm going to keep firing blind in that general direction. So I know right now that I may have to do the same thing to this New York as I did to the Byron. I may have to run him down and torpedo him at point blank range. I got an okay amount of health. You know, I got another heal that's getting ready to come up, so I can heal myself pretty good. Got 11k health left, but that New York can do me with 1 salvo right now if he gets lucky. So right now, you know, my AA guns are going off, and I still can't see the battleship. I go ahead and I fire again in the general direction he's at. I pops back up, get some vision on him again right when I was decided to come out of the smoke. So I kill the throttle, want to stay on my smoke and do as much damage to him as possible because now I have a target I can see. He can't see me, and he's moving really slow. So I'm going to send torpedoes right at the indicator because he's creeping forward, and he's slowing down so much that even if he decides to speed up, he doesn't have that kind of acceleration. Any of you that have played American battleships know they accelerate like a big old loaded down truck. They just don't get going very fast. And again, I sent my torpedoes in single launch mode. They're stacked right on top of each other. They're either all going to hit or they're all going to miss. But that's fine because at this point I know even if they miss, I got the launcher on the port side ready to go, and I'll just run him down and you know, point blank torp him like I did the Byron. But my Byron is doing a lot of damage to this New York. I'm doing some decent damage to him right now. I tell him a chance goodbye because he coasted right into the torpedoes, hit him with 1, and then a salvo, and he's out of there. So if you look at the team scores, you know, we came back from a deep deficit, you know, but now I know, man, I don't know where that last battleship is at. Last known indicator shows him way off by his base, but that was 10 minutes ago. So now I know that this enemy carrier is in range. I can run him down. Right now, I just need to get rounds on this guy and kill him as fast as possible. There's a minute 30 left in this game. He's near full health. My battleship, you know, he's going to get a pretty good salvo off on him. Right now, we know we have to kill this carrier if we have any chance of winning this game. So I orientate my ship to get all 12 of my guns into the fight because I know that he's not going to get out of my range. I'm going full speed at an angle to keep him in range, but also to keep all my guns to bear. And then soon you're going to find out that my decision earlier in the game to not fire them is probably going to cost me this game. Actually, it does cost me the game in my opinion. So, you know, if I could have told everybody in this chat, you know, everybody's, you know, that some of the ships died really fast or carrier died really fast, this, that, and the other. But you know what? By watching this for the second time, I already know, you know what? I could have won this game if I'd have just fired at this carrier earlier in the match. So right here, he's going straight away from me, which he should have kept on doing. Got high caliber off the last one, but you know what? Awards or whatnot. Right now, it's about trying to get this win. And then he starts turning to starboard and opening up broadside to me. I'm not sure what he was thinking. He could have kept just going straight away from me. So right now, I'm thinking, man, I got 30 seconds. I got a chance. I need my battleship to come through. But if you can see that my battleship has been on the wrong side of the island, which is fine because he's about to get a good salvo off on the ship. So I get a Citadel, and he's still just sailing broadside. He's actually turning into me. I keep looking at the clock every time I fire a salvo off, and I got 15 seconds. I'm thinking, man, I don't know. This is going to be real close. Got 3 more Citadels on. I'm now thinking, oh, yeah, here we go. Got 10 seconds, 8, 7 seconds left. I need a good salvo for my battleship. I fire 2 bounces on that last, man. If I could have just did half the damage potential I had, and boom, ran out of time. As you can see, did 178,000 damage. You know, Confederate, Kraken, high caliber, double strike, 6 torpedo hits, 7 citadels, and 5 kills. But you know what? At the end of the day, it was still a loss. Ended up topping the game with 1,673 base XP, even higher than the highest player in the winning team. My Byron did really good behind me. As you can see right here, I only had 600,000 potential damage fired. I mean, I wasn't really a target very often. At 313 main battery hits and 332,000 profit credit with the modifiers. And that is my HMS Fiji, one of my favorite ships.